Channel 2 Action News was the only local TV station invited to the White House tonight for a meeting with the president. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jovita Moore.
I'm Justin Farmer, and only a few journalists were on hand selected for that dinner with the president. And tomorrow night, President Donald Trump will address Congress in a primetime speech. He is expected to touch on campaign promises such as that wall with Mexico's border, repealing the Affordable Care Act, and spending billions more on military. All of those topics came up at tonight's dinner.
Channel 2's Craig Lucie is live in Washington, D.C. This hour, he spent the evening sitting right next to the president. Craig?
Justin and Jovita, this was quite an experience. We were sitting down with the president for about an hour and a half inside the state dining room in the White House. When we walked in, we were greeted by Vice President Mike Pence. I had a conversation with him. He told me that he was looking forward to the president's address to Congress. I pushed him for more details, and he said that he couldn't go there. I want to show you some pictures. Again, very intimate. There were only about 23 of us at this table. 4 of them were aides to President Donald Trump. And I know that you're curious about the menu, so as we were sitting there eating arugula salad, also braised short rib with an apple tart dessert, that's what was on the menu. But as we were eating our salad, that's when President Donald Trump walked in with First Lady Melania. He greeted everybody who was curious to know about Metro Atlantans, and he went around the room and had a conversation with everybody and then sat down, and that's when his White House press secretary Sean Spicer made it clear that this was a conversation that would be off the record. We could discuss some of the topics, and I want to explain some of those topics. They said that as far as Russia is concerned, we've heard so much about it, and the hackers, they wanted to make it clear that they have no ties with Russia. They also wanted to have this meeting so that they could speak directly to our viewers. I asked Mr. President what has been his biggest challenge transitioning from running several businesses to now running our country, and he said his biggest challenge has been the national media. And what you've heard all along when he calls them the fake news media, he thinks that a lot of the things that he said has been taken out of context. Just across the table from me was Kellyanne Conway, and to the right of Donald Trump was Chief of Staff Reince Priebus. Had the opportunity to speak with all of them. And another topic that was discussed was North Korea. President Trump said that, I could quote him on this, that North Korea, quote, has to be dealt with and dealt with soon. Only a fool would say that it's not a problem. We also talked about the run on the stock market, and President Trump called that the Trump bump, but overall an incredible experience. So much to report on, but again, we were told by Sean Spicer that a lot of this was off the records, that we could just discuss some of the topics that would come up during his address to Congress tomorrow night. We're live in Washington, D.C. Craig Lucie, Channel 2 Action News.
So, Craig, if I'm hearing about 2 things, if you could address quickly. Are you saying it's your sense that because of the president's dialogue, one that's been tense with the national media, that he thinks he's got a fairer shot with local media? And then secondly, what might we expect tomorrow night?
Exactly, Justin. He thinks that going to the local affiliates, coming to speak with us, he can speak directly to his constituents, and he is really frustrated with the national media. And this is something that Sean Spicer told us has never been done before, having these local anchors sit down with the president in the state dining room and sitting there to dine with the president right before he addresses Congress. That's something that has never been done before, according to Sean Spicer, and they wanted to do this on the president's orders. He wanted to speak directly with us. He talked about Obamacare when I said, Mr. President, we got to talk about something here on the record. What would you like to really drive home to the American people for your address tomorrow to Congress? And he said, quote, well, Obamacare is a disaster. That's something that we have heard before, but he said our country has tremendous potential, and we have inherited a country with enormous problems. And he said that he has come up with a plan that he thinks will be something that will be very popular. A very interesting dinner overall. Justin and Jovita.
Well, Craig, well done. A day you will certainly never forget. Now,